Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Britt and this is Coffee and Makeup. Recently I had a hair journey birthday. I hit 5 years of growing out my hair. So I thought it would be fun for this milestone to show you guys my entire hair journey from where I started 5 years ago. My hair was about shoulder length to where I am now in 2016. My hair is almost touching my thighs. So it's been a really fun journey. I'm excited to share it with you guys. A lot of these pictures that I'm going to show you are cell phone pictures and they're pretty poor quality. That's just because I had no idea that anyone else would be interested in seeing those. I took them over the years for my own use and not particularly with any knowledge that I would be ever making these videos. So that's just one thing to keep in mind, but I hope you guys enjoy. Please comment below and update me on your hair journey and where you guys are with your hair growth. And anything else you want to add, ask, any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So just for reference, here is where my hair was 5 years ago as well as the length that it is now. In year 1, my hair was shoulder length, and this is the year that I discovered the long hair community website, and this site really inspired me to just go for it and try to grow my hair to really abnormally long lengths. Here is the first set of length pictures that I took for the long hair community site. And when I was on this site, I discovered pretty quickly that using natural oils for your hair care is essential, and that's something that I still stick with today. Here's a picture of my very small collection when I first started growing my hair. I don't really use any of these products anymore except for the Macleod coconut oil on the far right. And here's a photo of myself and my mom doing a hot oil treatment. This next photo was my first ever successful Dutch braid. My hair finally got long enough to do Dutch braids, and it definitely wasn't the last. Dutch braids are still one of my favorite types of braids in year 5, but in year 1 I really loved them. I also tried a lot of other styles, including this ponytail where you wrap a lock of hair around the band, make it look a little bit more decorative. I did braided updos, half ups, really anything I could think of. When I had shorter hair, I really liked experimenting with styles to keep it fun. This left picture is a wedding updo and the right is for Christmas. And of course I got hair sticks and continuously failed at using them to create a cinnamon bun. My hair was just too short. Here is my hair fork, which also didn't work that well in year 1. I did realize, however, that I could do a pretty good half up with my hair fork. And then on the right side, this is just a picture of some braid waves that I had. Then at the end of year 1, a tragedy occurred. I got a really bad haircut where I asked the hairdresser to just trim my hair, and she took a razor and razored off all kinds of weird layers. So I was so upset, and actually this picture is the only one I could find where you couldn't tell that I was crying. But I eventually came back from the brink. In year 2, my length started to get a little bit more impressive, and also those terrible layers started the process of growing out. Here's another one of those ponytails. This time I wrapped a braid around the band instead of just a lock of hair. And in year 2, my hair was just shy of fitting into a cinnamon bun with a hair stick or fork, but I ended up making it work towards the end of the year. I also learned how to do this cool braid up bun where you braid upside down at the back of your head. I really liked that one in year 2. And I first got up the courage in year 2 to wear a hair fork to class, even though I was still afraid that it would pop out in the middle of class or just fall apart spontaneously. I still was able to do that. Here's a picture of me with a yarn braid. This was so funny because when I was looking back, I grabbed a photo of my current braid, and side by side they're almost the same length, which is pretty neat. All in all, for year 2, I gained some length. I was starting to feel really good about my hair. This is a picture of my hair with bun waves that I really liked. So it was definitely a good year for me. Then in year 3, my length really started taking off. This was also the year that I started following hair YouTubers. So this silk scarf idea was from the YouTuber Steph Arizona. I can't remember if I saw it on her channel or on her Instagram, but she gave me that idea. Then this was also the first year that I trimmed my own hair. I just did a straight across trim with a Create Clip dupe that year. And of course, I was continuing my oil treatments. I was a very good girl, and I continued oiling my hair all throughout my journey, which is really what I attribute its quality to. So this is at the end of year 3. My hair is really getting along in length, and I was very happy about it. And that brings us to year 4. In year 4, I discovered braided pigtails and pretty much never looked back. I love this style for exercising and workouts. I didn't do too many other styles in year 4, but whichever ones I did, they got pretty easy to do just because the length of my hair was a bit longer. Here's a bunch of pencils that I used in lieu of hair sticks. And this is a half up, looking very different than some of my other half ups from earlier years. Of course, I was still oiling my hair, like I said, taking very good care of it. And I also discovered Instagram hair accounts for the first time, so this is when my picture quality had a really big spike. And here are just some braid waves on either side. And then this is one of my favorite pictures from year 4. This is just my old apartment. I was having a cup of coffee and looking out the window, and I think it shows the length well. So this is the length that I ended up with in year 4. When all was said and done, it was about tailbone length at that time. So that brings us to year 5. My hair is so much longer than it was in year 1. It's kind of staggering, and I mostly just wear it down because that's how I feel it looks the best, and also out of a little bit of laziness on my part. Here's a style I did a while ago with flexi rods. I did heatless curls, and this was a really fun experiment for me. I kind of liked the feeling that I was a curly girl just for a day, but those tangles were terrible. Here is a Dutch braid. I thought it would be funny to put a picture of my very first Dutch braid here to see how far my braid has come. Pretty neat. Then of course I was doing oil treatments throughout this year, as I did for all of the years of my journey. Ultimately, year 5 left me with almost classic length hair, and I really am happy with it. I'm very pleased with the results of my journey, and I'm excited to keep going and see what the next 5 years will bring. So that was my entire hair growth journey so far, all 5 years. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye!